The USA Radio Network presents the greatest radio programs of all time.
Matt Dillon, United States Marshal. The first man they look for and the last they want to meet. It's a chancy job, and it makes a man watchful and a little lonely. Gunsmoke.
This is classic radio theater.
James Stewart as the six-shooter. Have gun. Will travel.
Fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty hi-yo silver, the Lone Ranger.
Now here's your host, Wyatt Cox.
We head out west for an episode of The Lone Ranger. This is Charlie Jones's favorite radio program, originally broadcast July 25th, 1941, the episode entitled No Fury.
Fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty hi-yo silver, the Lone Ranger. With his faithful Indian companion Tonto, the masked rider of the plains led the fight for law and order in the early West. Wherever rustlers or hold-up men, road agents, or gunmen laughed at the law and defied the pioneers, sooner or later came the charging hoofs of the great white stallion and the ringing cry of hi-yo silver as the masked man rode for justice. Return with us now to those thrilling days when the West was young. From out of the past come the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse Silver. The Lone Ranger rides again.
Oh, Silver! We're heading for Centerville. There's going to be trouble. Oh, Silver! Away!
A tall, broad-shouldered man and an Indian stood on the edge of the crowd that had gathered in front of the express office to await the arrival of the stage. They were strangers, but no one paid any attention to them. For this was a great day in Centerville. The stage was bringing the town's first school teacher.
Plenty big crowd, Kimasabi.
Yes, Tonto. And everyone's so excited, I think I could have worn my mask. No one would have noticed it.
No, it's better you wear disguise.
I wasn't serious. You see anything of the Christopher gang?
Not yet.
Steve Farley. If we could only prove he was the real leader of the outlaws,
Him plenty strong here in town. People say him get to be marshal.
they'll never elect him as long as Jim Faraday's around.
That Faraday on porch?
Yes, I think.
I beg your pardon, stranger. Come along, Billy.
Oh, Meg, where are you dragging me?
Up there on the porch by Jim Faraday.
Why do I have to stick around here and wait for an old school teacher? Why can't I wait down by the livery?
Because you wouldn't stay there. We're taking the teacher back to the ranch with us just as soon as she steps off the stage.
Well, why does she have to live with us?
Because we got plenty of room and we're close to town. Howdy, Jim.
Hello, Meg. Well, why can't she go someplace else?
Oh, stop it. I'm a lady and I'll keep her company.
Oh, you a lady. Just look at them trousers. Just look at... Ouch.
That'll teach you. Don't ever say a girl ain't a lady unless you're sure you can hit harder than she can.
Oh.
What's the matter, Jim?
Oh, nothing, Meg. You're wonderful.
You were laughing at me.
I apologize.
Don't you think I'm a lady?
Well, if you aren't, then they wouldn't interest me. Now, there's no finer girl in the whole West.
Jim, you...
Oh, stop making them calves' eyes at me. Oh, don't hit me again. Maybe I gotta stay here, but I don't have to stand for that lovey-dovey business.
I wish I'd hobbled you and turned you out to graze with a burro.
I'd have liked it better.
Well, look, here comes the stage.
I wonder what she's like.
Ugly as sin and old as Methuselah.
I hope not. Hope she isn't too old.
It's gonna be awful.
Well, there she is, sitting by the window.
Gosh.
Oh, those are my sentiments, too, Billy.
She sure is lots prettier than you are, Meg.
Is she? Do you think so, Jim?
Well, she's beautiful.
Well, what are you standing here for? There's Steve Farley getting ready to hand her down from the coach. You gonna let a no-good gambler do the hounding for the town?
Not on your life. Out of my way, folks. Make way for the law. Yeah, just stand aside, Steve. I'll open that door.
It ain't hard to open. I can manage it.
You might hurt your hands and deal yourself a deuce tonight instead of an ace.
I don't like talk like that.
Stand aside and you won't hear any more of it.
Oh, please don't fight. I'll settle this and open the door myself. Now, if you gentlemen will both assist me.
A pleasure.
Sure thing.
Thank you.
Welcome to Centerville, miss.
We hope you like the town, Miss Blaine.
I'm sure I shall. But I've heard about your customs out here, and I want you all to start calling me Sue right away.
Well, do you hear that, folks? She wants us to call her Sue.
I'm going to be the first. Put her there, Sue.
Howdy.
I'm Meg Anderson.
Did you say Meg?
She thought you was a man.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was your clothes, but now that your hat is off, why, of course.
That's all right, Sue. If you'd herded cattle and run a ranch like I have since Pa died, you'd find trousers a mite more convenient than skirts yourself.
I'm sure I would.
It's our place where you're going to stay.
I'm glad, Meg. I know we'll be good friends.
We'll start for home just as soon as you said hello to everybody.
Step right up, folks, and shake the schoolmom's hand. Now, take it easy, boys.
My name is Charlie Bates.
She's only got two hands. Take it easy,
We won't stay here any longer, Teller.
Gang not come today.
There's a woods just beyond the ford. That's where we'll make our camp.
Ain't good place.
We can watch every trail to the north and west. The first time Steve Farley leaves town, we'll follow him.
Maybe him lead us to Christopher.
Let's hope so. It's time that gang was broken up.
It was one evening a week later that Jim Faraday knocked at the front door of the Anderson Ranch house.
Howdy, Jim. I saw you coming.
Hello, Meg.
I'm glad you rode out. Just wait till I get Bess saddled and we'll take a run up to the Sweetwater.
Well, I hadn't figured on...
There's a full moon. It's no night to stay inside.
Hey, is that Sue?
Who'd you think it'd be? Billy?
She's got a sweet voice, hasn't she?
Yeah. It'd sure quiet down the cattle at night. Ought to teach you to ride herd. You're still laughing at me. You've been laughing at me ever since she came.
I didn't start then, Meg. You mind if I go inside?
Go ahead.
Oh, wait a minute. Hey, you aren't mad, are you?
Why should I be mad? You like her, don't you?
Of course.
Go on in. I'm taking a ride.
Oh, Meg.
Not here, shame his kind. Why don't he have more sense? Watch that gully, Bess. She just didn't come here. Everything would be fine.
Right up there and reach for the sky.
Masked man and an engine.
I'm sorry, Miss Anderson. I didn't recognize you.
Well, I don't know who you are.
Him, Lone Ranger.
The Lone Ranger?
Ah.
That white horse. Is that Silver?
Ah.
Well, what brings you to Sweetwater Canyon, masked man?
Tonto and I were looking around. Your brother rides up here every morning, doesn't he?
Oh, yes. Usually comes up to take a swim in the pool.
Miss Anderson, I want to warn you. There'll be outlaws here tomorrow morning, and they plan to make your brother a prisoner.
Outlaws?
The Christopher gang.
But why should they do that to Billy? You mean they're going to hold him for ransom?
That's part of their plan, but Tonto found out about it, and it gives us a chance to round up all of them.
How?
Kemosabe. Maybe her take message to Marshal.
You could do that, Miss Anderson. Tell Faraday to meet us just south of the canyon at daybreak. Tell him to bring at least 20 men with him.
What about Billy?
You'll keep him at the ranch, of course. It isn't far into town, but if you'd rather not ride there tonight...
Oh, I'll tell Jim for you. He's at our place right now.
Good. We still have work to do here.
We found out where outlaw take cover.
Christopher gang. It's sure a surprise to me that they're operating around Centerville.
It won't be when you find out who their leader is.
Who?
That can wait until we have proof. Our first step is to capture the gang.
And you want Jim and his men south of the canyon at daybreak?
Without fail.
Without fail. I'll tell him. Get around there, Bess. Get up. You're crazy. You can't do it. You gotta tell Jim anyway. But if she was to go up there and watch the sunrise, Lone Ranger and Jim would be too late then. Christopher and his men would... Oh no. Just leaving, Jim?
Yeah, I got plenty more work to do tomorrow.
You got more than you think. Met the Lone Ranger up in Sweetwater Canyon, and he gave me a message for you.
Lone Ranger? A message for me?
There's a band of outlaws that'll be hanging out in the canyon tomorrow morning. Masked man wants you and 20 men to meet him south of the canyon at daybreak.
Well, say, I better round up a posse tonight.
Yeah.
Thanks, Meg. See you later. Get up, boy. Come on there.
Oh, I'm gonna find out. If it's true, I'll do it. Quiet, Bess. We'll be back to unsaddle you in a minute. Sue?
I'm in here, May.
Has Billy gone to bed?
Yes, he went about half an hour ago. Did you have a nice ride?
Oh, it was all right. Did you and Jim have a nice visit?
Very nice.
What did you talk about?
Oh, lots of things.
Do you like him?
Of course I do. He's one of your friends, isn't he?
That isn't what I mean. Do you like him a lot?
Why, Meg, I think he's one of the finest men I ever met. So kind and thoughtful. I think any girl would be proud if he asked her to marry him.
Not me. He's just another cowboy as far as I'm concerned.
But, Meg,
I don't want to talk about him anymore.
All right. Then what shall we talk about?
Well, I rode up to Sweetwater Canyon tonight, and I got an idea while I was there.
Really?
You ought to see the sunrise from the canyon.
Why, I'd like to.
Could you get up an hour before dawn?
Oh, of course.
Then I'll call you tomorrow morning.
Will you ride with me?
I can't. Too much work in the morning.
Oh, then perhaps Billy will...
You'd like it better if you're alone, Sue.
That's possible.
Is it settled?
All settled. But be sure to wake me in time.
You'll be there before daybreak. I promise you.
Is that you, Masked Man?
Yes, Jim.
I can't see good yet. We're on time, aren't we?
Plenty of time. But did one of your men ride this way before?
No.
I thought I heard someone riding into the canyon.
It couldn't be any of my boys. You got a line on who the outlaws are? Meg didn't say.
It's Christopher and his gang. Tonto and I found their camp and got close enough to find out what they were planning to do.
What?
Didn't Miss Anderson explain that either?
Oh, I guess I didn't give her a chance.
They're waiting for young Billy Anderson. Plan to hold him for ransom. But their ransom note will demand that you deliver the money alone. Then they mean to kill you. That's the whole point of the plot.
And Billy won't be coming here, will he?
No. And just as soon as it's light, we'll close in on them.
Well, what about the north entrance to the canyon?
We'll split up now. You'll stay here with half your men. The rest will follow me and...
Listen, that sounded like a woman.
It was. And that's who I heard riding into the canyon.
It couldn't be Meg. You warned her.
You'll have to find out. Follow me.
Follow the Masked Man, boys.
Come on, Silver.
Come on there, boy. Come on. Getting late now.
Yes.
But no sign of outlaws.
There's Tonto up ahead.
Your friend?
I left him at the entrance of the canyon to stand watch.
He's picking up something from the ground.
Looks like a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Hi, Kimosabe.
Whoa there. Whoa.
What have you found?
Them lead paper. Here.
Well, what's it say, Masked Man?
It's addressed to you, Jim. It says we got the school teacher.
Sue.
Come alone to Big Bear Cave. Bring $1,000 tomorrow night, or the girl dies.
The curtain falls on the first act of our Lone Ranger story. Before the next exciting scenes, please permit us to pause for just a few moments.
July 25th, 1941, The Lone Ranger on Classic Radio Theater.
Were you scammed into signing a timeshare contract? And did you miss the part that said you have to pay for your great idea? Not only for the rest of your life, but when you're not here anymore, you get to pass this turkey onto your family for them to pay for the rest of their lives. Thanks, Dad. Don't burden your family down the road, and don't be stuck with expensive timeshare payments forever. Get out of your bad idea timeshare contract guaranteed, or pay nothing. Call Resort Release today and learn for free how their timeshare exit team can help you legally exit your timeshare contract. They've helped thousands of people, and they're A+ rated with a BBB. So if you feel scammed, get mad and get out of your expensive timeshare contract right now, guaranteed. Call NOW.
800-586-7112. 800-586-7112. 800-586-7112. That's 800-586-7112.
I used to wonder when I saw people going into nice hotels, really nice hotels, taking a pillow with them. That was before I got a MyPillow, because I know it doesn't matter where I'm going, whether I'm going to a 1-star, 3-star, 5-star hotel, MyPillow goes with me, whether it's just overnight or whether it's on vacation. And here's the great deal about MyPillow right now. The lowest price ever offered on radio or TV. 2 MyPillow premium pillows for $69.98. That's only $34.99 per pillow. The lowest price ever offered on radio or TV. And it's still the same pillow. Great pillow, 60-day money-back guarantee, 10-year warranty. And call them. 1-800-951-8175, or go to MyPillow.com, use promo code USA, click on the 2-pack special, and get the best deal you've ever gotten on a good night's sleep when you get a MyPillow.
Are you drowning in debt? Are you struggling to make minimum payments? Did you know that on average, a household with at least one credit card struggles with over $15,000 in credit card debt? If this sounds like you, know that it's not your fault. Credit card debt happens to good people. Credit card companies lure you in with low introductory rates and low minimum payments. Before you know it, you're in over your head. National Debt Relief has helped thousands of good people just like you become debt-free with our Debt Reset program that will dramatically reduce your debt down to a fraction of what you owe. Our Debt Reset program is customized to get you debt-free in as little as 24 to 48 months with one low monthly payment. If you owe over $10,000 in credit card debt or even personal loans, call 800-274-9490. There are no upfront fees or out-of-pocket expenses. You don't pay a dime until we succeed. Call now to see how the Debt Reset program can work for you. 800-274-9490. That's 800-274-9490. 800-274-9490.
Thanks for tuning in to Classic Radio Theater on your favorite station. July 25th, 1941, The Lone Ranger.
Now to continue our story. When the Lone Ranger and the posse rode into Sweetwater Canyon, they found a note the outlaws had left behind after taking Sue Blaine captive. The note demanded that Marshal Faraday deliver $1,000 to Big Bear Cave the following night, or the girl would die.
Will you let me see it, Masked Man?
Of course. Where did you find it, Tonto?
Stick this branch and ground. Put note on stick.
You think they knew we were around?
No.
But they did know that someone would be looking for Miss Blaine when she didn't return to the ranch. I can't understand why.
This is signed Chris.
That's Christopher.
We could follow them and catch them before
Don't forget they have the girl. They wouldn't hesitate to carry out their threat if they saw us.
And what can we do?
Can you raise $1,000 in town?
How about that, boys?
That's easy.
There's your answer. It wouldn't take us more than a couple of hours.
Go ahead and do it. But don't leave town until you hear from me.
I'll stick right in my office.
Let's go, Tonto.
Get him uptown. Come on, Silver.
A masked man and an Indian just reined up in front. Shall I get the rifle?
No, I was sort of expecting a call from. Go open the door.
You going loco?
Do as I say.
Oh, gosh, what's going on here?
You must know that's the Lone Ranger and Tonto.
The Lone Ranger?
Hello, son.
Gosh.
Anderson, I want to ask you a question.
What is it, Masked Man?
Why did you let Miss Blaine ride into Sweetwater Canyon this morning?
Is that where she went?
You know it was. There's something in your eyes that tells me you do.
I don't know what you're talking about. She was out of the house when I got up this morning.
Sweetwater Canyon. Well, you said I couldn't go there today.
Be quiet, Billy.
Well, you didn't. You wouldn't give me any reason. I thought you was just being ornery.
Be quiet, I say.
You warned your brother, but you let Miss Blaine right into danger.
Well, I don't know what was wrong with me. I must have been loco. What's happened to her?
She's been taken prisoner.
You're sure?
Yes. They captured her and got out of the canyon before we could attack.
It's only ransom they want. I'll pay it. I got some money in the bank.
They threatened to kill her if they don't get $1,000 by tomorrow night.
I'll pay it.
Jim Faraday must take it to Big Bear Cave, alone.
I'll go right into town and get it.
If he does that, Miss Anderson, he'll never come back alive.
What?
That was the whole reason behind their plan. They wanted a chance to ambush Jim.
Oh, it serves me right. He'll go. Nothing can stop him.
Nothing unless we can rescue Miss Blaine before tomorrow night.
You can't take a chance and have him shoot her.
We may not have to.
Where are you going now?
I found out the reason why you let Miss Blaine go into the canyon.
Why?
You just weren't thinking, were you? Adios.
Just look at that white horse, Meg. Look. Did you see the masked man swing into the saddle?
Get him up, Silver! Away!
Gosh, if I could ride like that.
Both his life and Jim's is at stake, and it's all my fault. Oh, I've got to do something. Now.
Masked man and Tonto. Well, I've been waiting for you all day. Where have you been?
To Big Bear Cave. I wanted Tonto to show me all the entrances.
There are plenty.
And miles of caverns underground.
Sure, but they'll be in the big one that opens on the valley.
The question was how to get into that big one without being seen ahead of time. I think we found the answer.
You mean I'm supposed to go
Not
down?
you, Jim. Tonto and I are going back there tonight. Do you have the money?
Yeah, right here. Holding money.
Good. Every bill must be marked. And there's pen and ink. Just put a small cross in the upper right-hand corner of each...
Masked man, I found you at last.
What's the matter, Billy?
It's Meg. She's gone.
Gone?
Well, I don't mean anybody kidnapped her like Miss Blaine, but she went into town this afternoon, and when she came back, she sat down and wrote a letter. Here it is. It's for you. Well, then she saddled a fresh horse and headed north.
Where, Billy?
I don't know. She wouldn't tell me anything. Just to give the masked man the letter.
Big Bear Cave to north.
That's what I've been thinking.
And that's where she's gone.
Let's see.
It won't do you any good to read it. It isn't true.
Well, what does it say?
That the outlaws got in touch with her and ordered her to bring the money. Did you see anyone around the ranch today that looked like an outlaw, Billy?
No, sir.
She feels responsible for Miss Blaine's life and yours, Jim. She's trying to save both of you.
Why should Meg feel any
That doesn't matter.
Your plan not work now.
No, Tonto. It means that 2 lives are in danger instead of 1. We'll have to move fast. When did your sister leave the ranch, Billy?
Just when it was getting dark.
It's 20 miles. We can't catch her before she gets there.
Maybe her there now.
You're going after her, though?
Of course.
I got a horse all saddled out and back.
We're right on ahead, Jim. Get your posse together and follow us. Find some cover near the front entrance of the cave and wait for a signal from us.
Where will you be?
Inside the cave. We'll fire 3 shots.
Keno.
Come on, Tonto.
Come on, Silver, old boy. We've got to hurry. It's rough country, but that won't stop you. Get him up, Scout! Silver! Away!
July 25th, 1941, The Lone Ranger on Classic Radio Theater. The conclusion in 4 minutes. You know, for a while I worked in a hotel, and I really used to go, why do people bring their own pillows with them? Well, once I got a MyPillow, I understood. Because doesn't matter how good the hotel is, doesn't matter whether it's a 2-star, 3-star, 5-star hotel, it doesn't matter how nice the hotel is if you don't get a good night's sleep. And the key to getting a good night's sleep is a MyPillow. Now, the best deal ever offered on MyPillow right now. You go to MyPillow.com, enter our promo code USA, click the 2-pack special, and folks, you're going to get 2 MyPillow premium pillows for $69.98. That's $34.99 per pillow, the lowest price ever offered on radio or TV. Now, it's the same MyPillow we've been talking about for months. It stays cool all night long. You don't wake up and flip the pillow over in the middle of the night. It keeps its shape. You don't have to fluff it up in the middle of the night. 60-day money-back guarantee, 10-year warranty, and that's the deal. Try it for 60 days. You don't like it, send it back. 10-year warranty. Tell me another pillow you've got that's got a 10-year warranty. No. And the great thing is it's always as clean and fresh as new. If you get in a mess or after, a couple of weeks, throw it in the washing machine, toss it in the dryer, fluff it up, and you got a brand new MyPillow. The lowest price ever offered on MyPillow, 2 MyPillow premium pillows, $69.98, $34.99 a pillow. You see if you can find a price like that anywhere else. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the 2-pack special, enter my promo code USA, or call 1-800-951-8175. The best deal ever. And by the way, that promo code USA works on anything on the MyPillow website, MyPillow.com. Thanks for tuning in to Classic Radio Theater on your favorite station. Now the conclusion of The Lone Ranger, July 25th, 1941. No Fury.
Hey, what's going on here?
Oh, hello, Steve. We got another visitor from town.
Steve, you're in with the gang. You're the leader.
Oh, it's you, huh? What's the idea?
I brought the money. I gave it to him already. You've got to let Sue go free.
Why, you little fool. You think I'm setting anyone free who knows I'm the leader of the gang?
Let me talk with her. I'll make her promise that she won't say anything.
And what good would a promise like that be once she was back in town? Hand over the money, Chris.
I got it safe.
Hand it over. Here. $1,000, eh?
Yes.
Does your coming here with this mean that Jim won't be showing up?
Why should he? You've got the money.
You know, I got an idea you know more about our plans than I like.
I know what was in that note.
Then why did you come here instead of Jim?
What difference does it make?
I guess you don't have to be told.
What'll we do with her, boss?
We'll tie her up and hold her here with the other one.
Will somebody have to ride into town with another note?
No. When she don't get back, they can figure out for themselves our first note still goes. Jim will be here by tomorrow night.
Then what?
You know what. We'll take care of him first. Then the 2 girls. Afterwards, I put a bullet through my Stetson and hightail it for town with a story that you almost captured me. Or maybe that you did and I got away. A week from tomorrow, I'll be the marshal of Centerville.
Yeah.
Grab the girl, tie her up.
I'll do it.
Keep your hands off.
Tie her up and then throw her in the back of the cave with the other one.
Right.
We'll stand a double guard tonight. There's just a chance that somebody followed her here.
Why did you come here?
I had to do what I could. It was my fault they captured you.
Just because you suggested that I watch the
I
sunrise.
knew they'd be waiting in the canyon. I was warned about it the night before.
Meg, you can't mean that.
I do. I wanted to get you out of the way. I was jealous.
Of me?
Jim liked me until you came here.
Oh, Meg, I'm the one to blame for the whole thing.
But it isn't your fault if he...
Oh, not that. You don't understand. When you came back from your ride and I talked the way I did, it was only to tease you. My coming to Centerville hasn't changed a thing between you and Jim.
You're just saying that now.
And do you realize what we were talking about all that evening?
No.
Your birthday. Jim wanted me to write to my mother and have her buy you a dress. A party dress. It was to be a big surprise. Does that sound as if anything's changed?
Oh, big dog.
Does it?
We're getting out of here, Sue.
Getting out?
That candle they got stuck in the wall is due to burn out any second. And I'm going to roll over by that big rock and see if I can't cut these ropes.
But even if you did,
this cave doesn't end here, Sue. It narrows down, but it goes on and on. And if we follow it long enough, we'll find a way to get outside. There goes the candle. I'll just give it...
Steady, Meg.
Be quiet, Sue. That voice. It was the Lone Ranger.
Who?
Where are you, mister?
I'm right here.
Oh, thank goodness. You got a knife, haven't you?
Yes. I'll cut your ropes, and then Tonto will lead you out.
How to do it?
Be careful. Most of the men are asleep, but that's Steve and Christopher by the fire. There's a guard out at the entrance, too.
There you are. Now, follow Tonto.
Aren't you coming, too?
No, Meg. I'll give you time to get out of the way. Then I'll fire 3 shots. Jim has a posse outside. That will be his signal to close in.
There's going to be a fire.
Hurry.
All right. Come on, Sue. I'm right behind you.
Plenty dark. You follow close.
Who's there?
Somebody back by the girls. Out of your blankets, man.
Who's there? Answer, I shoot.
You're covered, Steve. You can't see me, but that fire makes you a perfect target.
I can hear your voice, and I'm going to...
Shot the gun right out of his hand.
Get out of the fire, you fool.
Don't move, anyone.
What's that? What's going on outside?
That's Jim Faraday and his posse. They've captured your guards. You haven't a chance to get away. All of you unbuckle your gun belts and let them drop to the ground.
Not me. I got another gun.
Well, he did it again. I never saw shooting like that in my life. Boys, it must be the Lone Ranger. Yes, it, Chris. I'll take your gun. You win, Faraday. Why didn't you tell us the masked hombre was up against us, Steve?
And watch you give up without a fight?
It didn't do you much good.
Shut up.
Get him,
men. Take the guns and tie their hands behind their backs.
You'll have your prisoners, Jim.
Thanks to you, masked man. But where's Meg and Miss Blaine?
Your men can take care of the gang. Just follow me and I'll show you.
Sure seems pretty. I'm going to ask her to sing at our wedding.
Oh, there's just one thing about that.
What?
You got to promise to leave all the outlaw hunting to me. Well, the next time, the Lone Ranger might not be around.
Look, Jim. There he is.
Where?
Down below us on the plain. The Lone Ranger and Tonto.
Oh, what would the West be without him?
Just look at 'em ride. Like the wind. Riding on to help somebody else. Like they helped us.
July 25th, 1941, episode 1327 of The Lone Ranger on Classic Radio Theater.
Nothing is more important than protecting your family and property. That's why you should make a free call right now to Vivint, the #1 smart home services provider in the U.S. Vivint will make your home safer and more secure with a state-of-the-art system that's so simple to use. Vivint smart home specialists provide award-winning monitoring of your system 24/7, 365 to respond to any emergency, even when you can't. And with the 4.5-star rated Vivint smart home mobile app, control your entire house from anywhere. Locks, cameras, security system, all at your fingertips on your mobile device. Call Vivint now and get a free quote, professional installation, and full smart home service for as little as $2 per day. Equipment purchase or service agreement required. Conditions apply. Call now. A smart home is a safer home. So protect your family and your property, home or business, with a Vivint smart home system.
Call 800-619-7902. That's 800-619-7902. Call now, 800-619-7902.
Tired of overpaying for the little blue pill? What if you could get the exact same results for just a fraction of the price, guaranteed? Well, now you can with Sildenafil, the active ingredient in the blue pill. With 20 milligram generic Sildenafil tablets, you get the exact same results for less than $2 per pill. And again, the results are guaranteed. That's right, absolutely guaranteed results for a fraction of the cost of the little blue pill. So give your wallet a break and call us toll-free at 800-365-6017 to get your generic Sildenafil delivered discreetly to your door. And of course, while saving hundreds of dollars, you'll also be saving time by saying goodbye to those long, embarrassing pharmacy lines once and for all. Again, just call 800-365-6017 and get your generic Sildenafil with a 100% money-back guarantee. Getting your pills doesn't get any easier or cheaper than this, so call 800-365-6017 now.
If you enjoy our Classic Radio Theater broadcasts and want to start building a collection of your own, go to classicradio.stream. That's classicradio.stream. There you'll find links to great classic radio collections on CD, along with links to great reading on classic radio, plus Classic Radio Theater on demand. Check out our webpage, available now at classicradio.stream. That's classicradio.stream. And enjoy.
Hi, this is Kyle Horvath with the White Pine County Tourism and Recreation Board. If you want to get away from the big cities and get back to nature this summer, give us a call at 775-289-3720 or visit us online at elinevada.net. There's so much to do and see I can't mention it in 30 seconds, but check out our website and you'll see what Nevada is really all about. elinevada.net or follow us on Facebook or Instagram. Give us a call at 775-289-3720 or visit us online at elinevada.net.
Now on Classic Radio Theater Part 3 of the 5-part Yours Truly Johnny Dollar story, The Open Town Matter. This was originally broadcast July 25th, 1956.
From Hollywood, it's time now for...
Johnny Dollar.
How you making out, Johnny boy?
Who is this?
You disappoint me, Johnny. You ought to recognize the condition, if not the voice.
Joe Crayley?
Yeah, the drunken reporter on the Daily Herald.
I want to talk to you. Where are you?
Oh, no, you don't. Not tonight.
Why not?
In 10 minutes, you'd have me shooting my big mouth off.
About the rackets here?
And the murder of the Honorable Chief of Police, and the peculiar morals of his lovely young wife, and...
Joe, listen.
And last but not least, the ethical and philosophical problems of an intellectual lush. A reformed idealist who once or even twice
Joe,
tried...
an hour ago, in front of City Hall, somebody fired 5 shots at me. Joe, are you there?
Beat it, Johnny. Grab a plane, train, bus, or walk, but get out now. When they put the finger on it, sticks. Greensport, boy, is a wide open
town. Tonight and every weekday night, Bob Bailey in the transcribed adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. From Special Investigator Johnny Dollar, location Greensport, Missouri, to the Home Office, Great Plains Guarantee Company, Hartford, Connecticut. Assignment, The Open Town Matter. Expense account continued. Item 7, $1.85, taxi to the home of the mayor of Greensport, Will Lyons. I decided to go straight to headquarters, so to speak. Joe Crayley, professional reporter and semi-pro drunk, might have been able to help, but I didn't know where to find him. So far, I had a lot of questions, no answers. Police Chief Ed Blake had been shot to death in his own home with his own gun. His young widow, Marty, and City Attorney Dave Sherman had been present and both told the same story. Mysterious prowler. Supposedly, the prowler was Shorty Wells, an ex-convict with a grudge against the murdered chief. But Shorty was missing, and the case was at a standstill. So I went right to the top, to Mayor Lyons.
Come in, Mr. Dollar. Come right in.
Thanks.
My wife is going out this evening, committee meeting at the Women's Club. We can talk here in the library, if you don't mind.
All right, fine.
Take a chair there. Yeah, well, Mr. Dollar, I will say it's a pleasure to see you safe and sound.
Well, you heard about the shooting, then?
I heard the shots from my office. Then the acting chief of police phoned me a few minutes later.
Well, does he know yet who did it?
Not the slightest. There were no witnesses. At least none who cared to talk. Car took off at high speed and then just disappeared.
Like Shorty Wells. Fine.
I sympathize with your feelings, Mr. Dollar. I'd feel the same way if I'd been made a target of. But you can rest assured, sir, that every facility of law enforcement in this town is working round the clock to bring the culprits to justice.
Yeah, well, that's very comforting, Mayor. But actually, I'm not sure I was the target.
What do you mean?
Well, when I left you and Dave Sherman and came out onto the sidewalk, Marty Blake was waiting for me in her car parked at the curb. She'd been there about 20 minutes, she told me.
Yes, but
whoever fired those shots had the setup planned, worked out. And I don't think they could very well have planned it for me.
Why not?
My schedule wasn't predictable enough. They didn't know when I'd leave City Hall, whether I'd be alone or not, or what I'd do when I stepped outside.
It's a point, all right.
Marty, on the other hand, had been there for 20 minutes. Plenty of time to arrange the thing.
But why? Why should anyone want to kill her?
Well, there you got me. I don't know.
After the shooting, of course, I had a police officer assigned to guard duty at her home, but I regarded it as merely a routine precaution. I was certain that the attempt was made on your life, Mr. Dollar.
Well, those bullets came too close to both of us for very much peace of mind.
Well, at least Mrs. Blake has protection now.
Oh, yeah. Unless that police officer himself knocks her off.
Well, you're joking, of course.
Mia, that's the worst thing about this whole case. I don't know whether I'm joking or not.
But surely you don't think...
And are you certain of which ones you can trust in the attorney's office, the police force, in your own department even?
Not entirely, no.
With the rackets as wide open as they are here, some of the men around you are bound to be involved.
I know. It stands to reason. Every raid we've ever attempted has been tipped off before we even got started. Blake tried while he was alive. Dave Sherman tried. I even organized 2 myself. Told nobody about them. Brought in state police to carry them out. Same result.
Say, what about Blake? He must have been in with the mob to live on that lavish scale he did.
I suppose so. Dave and I suspected him at times, but we could never turn up any actual evidence.
Were he and the city attorney friends?
Ed and Dave? No, they couldn't get along at all.
And yet, the night Blake was shot, Dave Sherman was staying overnight in his home.
Yes, I know. I've thought myself it was a little odd. Dave says Blake had asked him to. Invited him to go on a fishing trip the next morning.
A fishing trip. And yet they couldn't get along.
I know. I can't explain it any more than you can.
Any chance Dave Sherman was the intended victim that night instead of Blake?
I really don't see how, Mr. Dollar, in view of the circumstances. Blake was killed when he heard a prowler and went downstairs to investigate. No one could have expected Dave to do something like that.
No, I guess not. It was just an idea.
I've thought of all kinds of outlandish possibilities myself, but it always comes back to the same thing. Shorty Wells.
Yeah, the ex-convict who swore he'd get Blake when he went to prison.
He was paroled just the week before, Mr. Dollar, and he was seen in town the day before the killing.
And nobody has found hide nor hair of him since. Yeah, it adds up all right. But somehow I still can't buy it. Maybe it just adds up a little too well. 3/4 of the criminals who are sentenced make threats like that, but it's a rare one who carries it out.
Rare, yes, but not unknown.
Oh, true. I admit he's a strong possibility. But when I hit town this afternoon, I thought Marty Blake was a strong possibility. Until the city attorney himself came up with an airtight alibi for her.
Why did you suspect her, Mr. Dollar?
Insurance. A $50,000 policy on Blake's life. His wife's the beneficiary.
Well, I don't imagine $50,000 will last Mrs. Blake very long.
Hey, tell me something, Mayor. Are she and Dave Sherman close friends?
At one time, yes. In fact, Dave was pretty serious about her. But after she married Blake last year, Dave turned against her completely.
I see.
I don't think he'd risk an alibi for her out of friendship, if that's what you're thinking.
Oh, I don't know exactly what I'm thinking. Mostly I'm just guessing.
I've been doing that 2 years now, Mr. Dollar. Guessing, figuring, trying to spot the leader behind these rackets. Not knowing which officials I could trust.
Mayor, is Dave Sherman one of those you can trust?
I'm not sure.
Good evening, Mrs. Blake.
Well, this is a surprise. Come in, Johnny. Join the party.
Thanks.
Of course, I'm the party. There isn't anybody else. Except my watchdog sitting out there in front.
Yeah, I saw him.
Cute, isn't he?
I didn't notice.
I did. Think that's terrible, Johnny? A girl who's been a widow 4 days noticing another guy.
Why not? You didn't care anything about your husband.
That's right, I didn't. Here's to all husbands. May they rest in peace. He's a cute cop, all right. You know what? I asked him to come inside and have a drink with me, and he actually blushed and stammered. Now, wasn't that cute?
Devastating.
Would you blush and stammer, Johnny?
No, I'd take the drink. Which I will, by the way, if you don't mind.
Here. Make me another one, too.
All right. What's the reason for this one-woman celebration, Mrs. Blake? I said,
I heard you. And you can call me Marty if you want me to answer you.
All right, Marty. Why the lonesome gal routine?
It's not so lonesome now, Johnny.
Oh. Here's your drink.
Used to getting shot at.
Shot at how, Marty? Like we were this afternoon? Or like your husband?
Everybody can't be lucky. Maybe Ed just didn't live right.
Well, he's not living anyway now.
I'll bet you know how to live, Johnny.
Oh, sure. I got a system.
Tell me about it.
Well, the first thing I do is hook up with the rackets so I can buy my wife lots of expensive gifts.
Why don't you lay off that stuff? Why don't you try being nice for a change?
Well, that's not part of my system.
I didn't kill him, you know that now, so why don't you relax and be human?
Oh, the last time I relaxed around you, I caught the breeze off of 5 bullets.
You're breathing, aren't you?
I might not be, if they'd been after me instead of you.
So you're still on that kick?
Oh, it figures, Marty. I'm no threat to anybody, not yet. I don't know enough about this mess.
And you're saying I do, I suppose.
I think so. Now, who'd want to get you out of the way, Marty? To keep you from talking, maybe.
Don't you ever give up.
All right, tell me this. Did Dave Sherman really see that shooting? Or is he just giving you an alibi?
Why don't you ask him?
Or is he giving himself an alibi by any chance?
You're crazy.
Maybe. Where's Shorty Wells?
What?
I said, where is Shorty?
I heard what you said.
Well, then suppose you tell me.
Get out.
What are you so upset about?
Get out of here right this minute. Get out, or so help me, I'll throw
Take it easy, Marty. What's that cute cop going to think?
I don't care what anybody thinks. You get out of here and get out fast.
Item 9, $14.40. Drinks, tips, and transportation for a local expedition in plain and fancy pub crawling. I was looking for Joe Crayley, disillusioned idealist and erstwhile reporter on the Greensport Daily Herald. I found him on my 3rd martini. He was on his 7th.
How, Johnny? How'd you do it?
Do what?
How'd you find me?
Called your paper. They gave me a list of your hangouts. I had 4 more to go.
A reputation is a wonderful thing. Keeps you from staying off the straight and narrow. He's looking at you.
Right. Joe, tell me about Marty.
Tell you what about her?
Everything you know.
What for? She's got an alibi.
Oh, yeah, I know all about it.
But you still won't give up. Well, she hates champagne, but she always orders it. Why? Because it costs more.
I see.
She's every man's dream, Johnny. A pink and gold doll in spangled tights, and she's a 4-star tramp.
She's an ex-dancer, isn't she?
She's an ex-lot of things. Ex-girlfriend of Shorty Wells. Ex-girlfriend...
Girlfriend of Shorty Wells?
Sure. Ed Blake took her away from him. That's why Shorty threatened to kill him. Said Blake was framing him. Maybe he was. I don't know. Anything could have happened with the police they got in this town.
Crooked? Is that what you're trying to say?
Some of them are that. The rest of them are useless. Like that business with the gun.
What gun?
That Ed Blake was shot with. They found it lying beside his body, his own gun. They just assumed he'd shot it out with the killer. It was 2 days before they realized he'd been shot with that gun. That Blake hadn't used it, the killer had.
Wait a minute. Do you think Shorty Wells and Marty could have planned the thing together?
Johnny, I wouldn't put anything past that dame.
Why do you hate her so much, Joe?
Guess again, my friend. I don't hate her. I'm in love with her, always will be.
Joe?
Yeah, before she met Shorty Wells, she used to be my girl. Gives you something to think about, doesn't it, Johnny?
Now, here's our star to tell you about tomorrow's episode of this week's story.
Tomorrow, a man with a gun, desperate, faces a blazing inferno and gambles his life. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, is transcribed in Hollywood. Written by Les Crutchfield, it is produced and directed by Jack Johnstone. Be sure to join us tomorrow night, same time and station, for the next exciting episode of Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Roy Rowan speaking.
July 25th, 1956. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar on Classic Radio Theater. Visit the webpage, classicradio.stream. There you can learn more about Classic Radio Theater collecting. You can contact me there. And by the way, you can also find our podcast there. Along with our podcast, anywhere fine podcasts are served, just search for USA Classic Radio Theater. You miss a day, you don't have to miss an episode. I'm Wyatt Cox. Thank you for listening. Thank this station. Support the advertisers. Tell a friend the great radio shows are back. Classic Radio Theater right here on your favorite station and the USA Radio Network.